I think America could be a Muslim country, and I think it would be a very good one if it did.
At this point, I couldn't actually even conceive of not being Muslim. I think it's kind of like the idea of thinking about, not breathing.
On the day of judgment, after all of the believers go to the paradise, there will be some that get to sit very close to Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, at his river Al-Kauthar. And then there will be a group of them that are denied. And I want to be amongst the group that sits close to him. And those are the people that follow the way he spent his life and the way that his companions spent their life. And that's the way I want to live my life.
Yasmin used to be Mindy. Raised by strict Southern Baptist parents, 5 years ago she decided to swap her business suit for a burqa.
My life didn't have any meaning, and I just couldn't figure out what my purpose was. When I found Islam, I realized that the purpose of everyone is to worship Allah.
After converting, Yasmin arranged herself a husband, and they now have 3 kids. She's so devoted to Islam, she follows the Quran to the letter, a guiding force in difficult times.
I think that Islam is offering a new way of life to many people in America, and I think that it has the solution to a lot of prevailing evils in society. I mean, there's a rape every minute, drug abuse, very high divorce rates, adultery, fornication. All of these things are very destructive to the moral fiber of any society.
Caddo Mills is a one-horse town on Route 66. It's got 1 gas station, 1 grocery store, 6 churches, and 1 white Muslim, David.
Islam emphasizes a lot of the same ideals that this country was actually founded on. Ideals of individual rights for all people, equality under the law. I would say that being a Muslim has helped me to better appreciate the values on which the country was founded, and I think to a certain extent the country has forgotten. At this point, I couldn't actually even conceive of not being Muslim. I think it's kind of like the idea of thinking about, not breathing. There's a lot of pressure to not convert to Islam. But on the other hand, there's always been an undercurrent in American popular culture of supporting the underdog or, not going with the herd. There's plenty of people still in this country that are willing to say, well, I believe this is true and I'm going to go with that, and if anybody doesn't like it, well, nuts to them. We actually get stared at on all sides. When we're in the larger non-Muslim society, people stare at my wife or my daughter because they're wearing the hijab, and then they realize they're with that blonde white American guy. Well, what's up with that? So instead of staring at them, they start staring at me, and then they start staring at all of us. And it kind of goes the other way in the Muslim community. Here's this blonde white guy, and well, who's he? He's with her. Well, what's going on there? So we kind of get stared at from all sides, but most people are pretty polite about it. They try not to stare. People out here, if anything, are more tolerant than the people in the city.
253 vans will declare more open.
Eric runs his trucking company in downtown Dallas.
Is Marianne out there?
He's a Muslim Lone Ranger in an office full of Christians.
Marianne, Eric's looking for you.
For Eric and right-hand man Rom, every day at the office is a religious high noon.
Are you a Muslim?
No.
he will be.
I'm the Christian side of this office.
He's working on it. Southwest.
It's just the Christian side and it's the Muslim side.
Islam is everything I wanted Christianity to be.
Since 9/11, mosques say they've seen more Americans convert to Islam than ever before.
9/11 was a tragedy. 9/11 should never have happened. Whoever did 9/11 should be sent to hell with the worst of punishments. And I want to make sure before I go any further how serious we take 9/11, because 9/11 has turned into a blessing to the Muslim community. What has happened because of 9/11 is that people have gone out to actually buy a Quran. They want to actually start to understand Muslims and try to figure out why this behavior, why is this happening. People are learning more about Islam every day because of 9/11. And I don't think they're going into it to become Muslim because they like what they saw, but I think they want to understand what's going on, and as they do, they start to see the beauty of Islam.
David turned Muslim while he was in the Air Force. From the start, he insisted on doing things by the book. He got a matchmaker to arrange his marriage to Najma, his Moroccan wife. Najma was shocked to discover that David, the convert, was very particular about how a Muslim should behave.
When I married him, he was so strict in so many different things. I had really hard time accepting he's telling me what to do. I was raised as a Muslim. Now he's telling me not to do certain stuff. And when we met, I wasn't wearing my scarf that time. And so I started wearing my scarf.
Well, I asked you before we got married.
Yes, I know. I said I will work on it. Yeah, I said I will work on it. But I wasn't expecting to start wearing right away. And
I wanted her to wear the hijab. I want to practice the religion properly. And I think to a certain extent, maybe I was a little too strict about things, simply because being new to it, I was very zealous.
I'm not claiming myself to be better than a born Muslim, but basically, because we're studying it for the first time ourselves and we're going straight to the books, we're learning the truth of it, and we're able to know the truth from the false more than sometimes the born Muslims.
So if Texans can be Muslim, could America turn Muslim too?
I think the only thing holding back millions more is education. I think America could be a Muslim country, and I think it would be a very good one if it did.
Do you think George Bush would ever convert?
Oh, I rather doubt it. I think it would be great if he did. I think the world would be a lot better off if he did. Maybe we would back off of some of these rather ill-advised imperial adventures overseas. I think in a lot of ways that Islam could save Americans from themselves. Whether it'll happen or not,